We're all in this storm together. Maybe you're somebody who loves to watch a good thunderstorm from the safety of your window. Or maybe you find them a bit scary. It's one thing to watch something from a safe place and something quite different to be in the middle of it. As a child, we'd take family walks in Kwai Fen near our home. We were reminded about how dangerous storms could be because in one open space there was a big dip in the ground. It was a crater long since grassed over, and in its centre a stone marking the spot where William Alison, a young man of 29, was killed by lightning on the 28th of August 1873 whilst cutting hay. I'm sure that William would have known how dangerous standing in the middle of a field with a scythe in a thunderstorm was, but clearly he was caught out and he paid the price with his life. Those of the disciples who were fishermen travelling with Jesus knew how dangerous the storms could be on the Sea of Galilee. They certainly knew better than to set out to sea in a storm. So how did they get caught out? I think we can assume that when they followed Jesus onto the fishing boat, the sea was calm. After all, Jesus himself fell asleep. The Sea of Galilee is not a large area of water, 13 miles long and 7 miles wide, but it is 150 feet deep, and the storms can suddenly appear over the surrounding mountains, creating 20-foot waves. For those disciples who were not fishermen, the storm must have been terrifying as the waves broke over the boat. But maybe even more so for the fishermen, as they knew how bad things could get. They may well have lost friends and relatives to previous storms. No wonder the disciples went and woke Jesus, saying, "Lord, save us, we're going to drown." How many of us do the same and turn first to Jesus when we're afraid? Even people who are unsure of God's existence often admit to praying to him when they're in danger. Like moths to a flame, we find ourselves turning towards the light and safety of God's love. So what storms do we need to turn to Jesus for today? In our own individual lives, we can find ourselves overcome with difficulties and seemingly insurmountable hurdles. The Casting Crowns song, "Who Am I?" reminds us that in all circumstances, God is here for us. Worldwide, we're in the boat together over the COVID-19 virus. It's uniting our world in ways we might never have expected as we share a common fear and a common fight. But this is probably not the only storm in our lives, although it may be bringing other personal issues to the fore. Maybe some of us are in a storm of financial worry. Already casting around for ways to improve our situation, we might now find that the virus has removed some or all of our income. Perhaps we're going through a stormy patch in a relationship and are now either stuck in our home with the person involved or isolated from them. Many people wish they could cut their commute and spend more time with their children. Suddenly this is happening, but without time to prepare and adjust, so it's hard to juggle work and childcare. For those who are already concerned about existing health conditions, this virus just increases that sense of vulnerability. And with cancelled surgeries and tests, people have to cope longer with pain and uncertainty. I want to remind us all again that Jesus is with each of us personally in all of these storms. He understands, and even if the storm is of our own making, he offers us his comfort. Those words that we sang earlier, "Who am I?" that the eyes that see my sin will look on me with love and watch me rise again. Who am I that the voice that calmed the sea would call out through the rain and calm the storm in me? May this time of difficulty and uncertainty encourage us all to turn to the one who created us and sustains us. Let us also look for the silver linings in the storm clouds. There may be things that seemed so huge to us just a few days ago and yet now seem insignificant compared to our current world situation. Maybe that silly argument with a friend or family member. Now is the time to make up. Or another failed diet. Now is the time to concentrate on eating healthily and avoiding the weighing scales. I'm sure we can all think of something that now seems trivial. And for all of us, this is an opportunity to make time to assess what we want our priorities to be once this crisis is over. Let us use this time of lockdown to recognise what really matters, put our trust in Jesus, and have hope for a better future. Our final song reminds us of the hope we have in Christ.